Hello, my name is Catherine Bowe, and this is my final case study for Capstone 2. Today, we will take a deeper look into the Volkswagen emissions scandal. Today, we will look at my position for the Volkswagen case study. This includes the criteria used while analyzing the study. The criteria include corporate structure, adaptability, and environmental sustainability. Once these criteria are applied, there would be both short-term and long-term recommendations for Volkswagen to ensure future incidents do not occur again. Volkswagen faced a potentially fatal scandal when engineers intentionally coded vehicles to deceive emissions testing. The German car manufacturer's reputation was at stake, and while efforts were made to amend the situation, Volkswagen failed to address the problem effectively. Volkswagen must remedy the corrupt corporate environment, the unwillingness to adapt, and the lack of environmental sustainability if they want to maintain their elite car manufacturing status. Volkswagen, a German car manufacturer, faced a scandal surrounding their diesel car and emissions. At the time of the scandal, Volkswagen was led by CEO Martin Winterkorn, a cruel and a relentless leader. Winterkorn pushed the Clean Diesel Initiative to achieve the Strategy 2018. Superfluous pressure from the Volkswagen leadership resulted in the creation of coding that deceived emissions testing, which allowed the environmentally dangerous vehicles to pass inspections. The coding went undetected until students at West Virginia University conducted emissions research, which discovered the emissions flaw while the car was in motion. Fines, suspensions, and jail time all resulted from the California Air Resources Board holding the German car manufacturing company accountable. The scandal revealed the company's true colors and that they were unwilling to create actual change. Change in the corporate environment, adaptability, and environmental sustainability are areas that Volkswagen must improve in order to move forward successfully. Volkswagen has a toxic corporate environment that contributed to the emissions scandal. The responsibility of the board was less of a governing body and more of an image of an established and powerful board. Comprised primarily of labor representatives, the board lacked business vision. The lack of comprehensive board structure led to the oversight of the company's mission and values. A restructured board would result in goal completion for both the company's labor division and the company's business side. The board lacked a solid yet approachable leader, which resulted in fear of failure for all employees, especially the engineers. Martin Winterkorn was a key factor in the poor corporate environment. The automotive world is constantly adapting to the trends of the consumer, which is not the case for Volkswagen. Winterkorn was adamant about reaching the Strategy 2018, a significant factor in the emissions scandal, and he was unwilling to adapt. Had Volkswagen accepted the gasoline-centered market in the US, then the need to lie and deceive would never have been an issue. Forcing an initiative on the consumer is rarely effective, yet Volkswagen was staunch in doing whatever necessary to please upper management. The inability to adapt resulted in fraudulent behavior among both employees and management. It is evident throughout the emission scandal that Volkswagen does not prioritize the environment. Smog is already a significant issue in the cities across the world. Regulations in the US are incredibly stringent, which indicates the importance of creating environmentally friendly vehicles. Electric cars, such as Tesla, and hybrid cars, such as the Prius, were released simultaneously as the Volkswagen's emission scandal occurred. The world acknowledged the need for vehicles that were efficient and environmentally friendly. Volkswagen's blatant disregard for the environment will not bode well for the company, especially in the era of environmental sustainability. Now that the case has been analyzed, there are some essential changes that must occur for both short and long term. In the short term, Volkswagen must reestablish their credibility. Volkswagen's reputation was tarnished due to the emissions scandal. Payment of fines and acknowledgement of wrongdoing is necessary. However, Volkswagen must prove that similar incidents will not occur again. Volkswagen must release public statements outlining the ongoing efforts to prevent fraudulent behavior from happening again. Next, Volkswagen must create environmental initiatives. Volkswagen has effectively shown the world that the environment is not at the forefront of the company. Creating actual clean initiatives will show the world that Volkswagen is ready and willing to change. The immediate rollout of environmental initiatives is an effective way to show the company's new priorities. Finally, Volkswagen must restructure their board to ensure equal governing of all areas of the company. Lack of business vision is a significant factor in the emissions scandal. Creating a board with one-third labor representation, one-third business representation, and one-third external resources, effective immediately, will ensure that future incidents do not occur. This case was stated as one of the largest corporate fraud schemes in the history of the United States. In the long term, Volkswagen must implement an independent verification agency. Outsourcing the product verification process to an independent agency will ensure similar incidents will not occur in the future. Next, employee and board training must be implemented. The company culture at Volkswagen is toxic and needs immediate and long-lasting change. Providing employees and board members with the resources and knowledge of how to handle future situations will ensure that future incidents do not occur. This must happen yearly. Finally, environmental funding must be an ongoing effort. Creating an environmental fund to remedy the vicious acts against the environment is an excellent way to revive the company. Funding for organizations aimed to better the environment is one way to repair the company's reputation. Additionally, continual allocation of funds for organizations is an excellent marketing strategy and long-term solution. Thank you for listening to my comprehensive analysis on the Volkswagen emissions scandal.